Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back. You guys are watching Brawlin' Babes with Brittany. If you want a dope ass shirt like this, you got to hit up one of my sponsors at justblazedclothing.com. You can get a shirt like this or any of the other Brawling Babes logos and use code TEAMBLAZED for 10% off your shirt. Send me a selfie and hang on. Hang on, you guys. I just got a message. Hang on, Carl. We got some timing wrong. Bear with me, you guys. So today I'm supposed to be talking to Carl and Jenny at 10 a.m. my time, which is now, and supposed to be 6 p.m. his time, but that's cool. So cool. So because they're on the other side of the world, we got the time screwed up a little bit. So my apologies, Carl, if you're watching. My apologies. So Carl Denne, and I hope I'm saying that right. He is the owner and lead instructor of HKA, Hastings Kickboxing Academy, over in the UK. Now, a lot of people get HKA USA confused with them because the USA brand does apparel and fight gear alone. That's it. And that's led by a guy named Nick Samson. Anyways, Nick is a fucking dope ass dude. He has really incredible gear, high quality, affordably priced, with a very decent turnaround time on it too. He can customize that gear for you. He's also one of my sponsors. So while we wait for Carl to join, again, I apologize about the timing mix up, but while we wait for Carl to join, I'm going to go ahead and shout out all of my sponsors. Because without the team, there is no dream, and this is my dream. So, Dave Trujillo and the All Angles Boxing and Combat Sports channel, thank you guys very much. Then Den City Plumbing and Construction. They are plumbers with a passion. They have been in the home remodel and construction and plumbing industry for 12 plus years. So if you're in the Denver metro area and you need help with a home remodel or a plumber, they are open 24/7. Give them a call at 970-467-5258. Then again, HKA USA. They have all the right gear to dominate your lifestyle. I'm talking headgear, gloves, mitts, shin pads, anything. And if you need your fight night walkout fight gear customized, he can do that too. So hit him up at www.hkausa.com. Then again, justblazedclothing.com. He has hats, hoodies, and t-shirts, trays, ashtrays, rolling trays, all the trays of all kinds that you'll ever need to keep your mind right and to stay just blazed. And then again, you can get these t-shirts through him as well. Use code TEAMBLAZED for 10% off. So without further ado, and again, I apologize for the timing screw up, we have Carl to the stream. Dan! Hey!
Hello! Hello.
I'm sorry. I don't know where I got lost in counting backwards with time, but I'm glad you can join me an hour early for you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I've just run out there frantically and gone, right, you need to do this, you need to do that. Jenny, we need to get Callum in to start your class and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we're all good.
Okay, I apologize. We'll figure out this timing difference a little bit better for the next time, for sure.
100%.
Anyway, so tell me about you. Listen, I'm homies with your guy Nick. Nick is one of my beloved sponsors. He sponsors my husband's company and all of his fighters. And and he obviously is British, has started with you guys, and you have built an empire over there in England. Tell me how you guys got your start. Tell me where you're at now and what's coming for your future.
Wow, powerful questions. How long have we got? As you said, my name's Carl Denne, owner, chief instructor of Hastings Kickboxing. That's Kaz, our manager, who started with us last year, and that's Jenny, who's just running in.
I'm just getting a chair.
Do you want to turn that light on as well?
Take your time, you guys.
Is it early then now?
Yeah, well, the time delay was a bit different to what we thought, so it's not 6 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Callum's going to start your class. So yeah, I'm going to turn that so Jenny can jump in as well. We started kickboxing when we was like 10 and 11 years old, many years ago, and it was just it was at the time it was just a sport and something we loved to do as teenagers, and it slowly grew. We started grading. We went through our coaching certificates when we was quite younger, and then both myself and Jenny, we started doing quite a lot of coaching within the company, even at like 14, 15 years old. I was never very good at school. I wasn't academic. To be honest, neither was Jen. She was better than I was, but we wasn't model students at school, and we pretty much lived at the gym 6 days a week, 4 hours a night. And when we left school, Jenny, you went and done. What did you do?
I did sports therapy at college.
Sports therapy at college.
Yeah.
I become a fibre optic engineer at BT, but that wasn't my passion. That wasn't my dream. So we were teaching kickboxing once or twice a week, and it's quite low key, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then I moved on to like just where the money was really. So I went into like a shopping centre and just got a job. And Carl was working full time with BT, and I was working full time with Dorothy Perkins, a shop, and the bank. And then we were like getting changed in the toilets, rushing to teach, and then we did that for years, didn't we?
Years
until we couldn't do it anymore, and we needed to jump. And
I took the jump first. It took me 4 years to pluck the courage up to leave my full-time job, security, holiday pay, sick pay, pension, and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, right, I'm going to leave at Christmas, and then Christmas would come and go. Didn't do it. Well, I'm going to leave in summer when I've got a bit more money behind me. And it was a good, well-paid job, same as Jen. Security. We've got children, we've got mortgages to pay, and it was basically, I ended up working like over 100-hour weeks. I was getting up at 5 a.m. doing like an hour and a half of paperwork, then going to do fibre optics all day, messing them up. So I apologise for BT and for getting them wrong, because my brain was at the gym. And then, like Jenny said, we would literally leave work, we'd come to the gym, get changed in the toilets. We was renting a hall at the time, and then straight onto the mats for 4 hours. And it was just like that over and over and over. And so eventually something snapped, and actually it was my boss telling me that I need to leave quietly or get sacked. So that they offered me a slight package to go, and I then left and went full time, which was a few years ago now. And then I kept saying to you after that, didn't I? Right, you've got to leave Lloyd's. We've got to go 100% into what we're doing currently now. And then it took Jen a little while to make the jump.
What was your hesitation, Jen? Was it the security for you as well?
Yeah, it was. I was in a secure job with a pension. I knew what wage I was getting every month, and then you go into kickboxing and you're self-employed, and back then 1 week you could have 5 students and the next week you could have 30. So it was a big decision, and but I've never looked back now. Like, it was the best decision I've ever made. So yeah, and I'm in a job where I love what I do. So it's
absolutely, yeah, to be able to live your dream and follow your passion. It's not work anymore. You wake up and you enjoy going. So that's amazing. Yeah. So you guys have been longtime friends. I know that you had, a marriage at one point. You've had children at one point, but you guys have been friends since you were like in knickers, pretty much, huh?
I think we were. Oh, I don't know. We were about 14, I think, when we first met.
Well, I was 11.
Oh, I think it was 11.
I was 11 when we first met. You were 13.
I was 13.
Jen's a few years older than me, although she doesn't look it. She's a few years older. I have to say that. And yeah, we met in the gym. We become good friends. We were friends for years, weren't we? Ended up dating, getting married, having children, and then we were better friends than we were.
Yeah.
Husband and wife.
I think our marriage was more of a friendship because we got on so well, and we, you know, it was exactly how we are now. Similar, yeah. We just get on, you know. So yeah. It works perfectly in a business now.
Yeah. So we've got two beautiful daughters, Beth and Leah. They're 17 and 18. But shortly after them being born, we cut. Obviously, I think the pressure of having children as well added pressure to our relationship. So it didn't break down, did it? But we just wasn't happy. So long story short, you know, we decided to sort of separate. And after a year of some bumps, we become friends again, and we realised that actually we can help each other. It was better for the children.
I think life's too short to have any bad feeling. Like, we didn't fall out for the whole 12 years we were together. We never argued, apart from when we were splitting up, and that was once. And life's too short for any of that bad. You know, we're both about positivity and, you know, helping other people. So, you know, there's no point to it.
Right. Well, that's amazing that you guys can rekindle the friendship and not have that lingering feeling of, oh, fuck, in the back of your head. You know what I mean? For a failed relationship. So that's incredible that you guys have been able to do that, and doing that have created good role models for your children, because staying in a toxic relationship where you're not, whether it's toxic or not, you're not happy, and kids can see that and they feel it and they feed off of it. So that's incredible that you guys have been able to, you know, grow together, ungrow, and then regrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's beautiful. I love that. So you guys have been working on this HKA masterpiece for what, like over 22 years? You told me you've had a couple of lost gyms, a couple of different moves. But through all the chaos, you guys are here and you're dominating it. You have something like 40 classes a week. Holy shit. How many classes do you offer?
Well, God, do you know what? I don't think I've ever actually counted but we have loads. And that's not including, we have about 30 clients that we do PT in as well during the day. Yeah. So, and we go to about 5 different schools. So, yeah.
What do you do with the schools?
We teach, so we teach kickboxing, but we've changed slightly, gone down a different route to being the best you. So we're all about positivity, mental health, and how they can be the better themselves. So
yeah, we've got a project that starts tomorrow.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. We've got a 10-week program at one of our local academies. They've got like 1,500 students, but we're going in to teach a group of children that are really struggling in their year group with getting into the education system and their anger. So we've got a 10-week program to kind of help them realise how important the education system is, how to, in a positive way, channel their anger down a different route. We're going to be talking to them about their life choices. But we can talk to them very openly and honestly, because we're not there to teach them English, maths and science, which is the three the school are trying to do. We can be very real. We can give them a very, you know, because a lot of families break down. A lot of mum and dads hate each other. So after a week or two, we drop in that we used to be together, and it shows them you can get through a tough time.
It's for some reason it comes up in the schools. They're like, "Are you boyfriend and girlfriend? Are you husband and wife?" And then when we go, "Oh no, we're ex-husband, ex-wife," the school are like, "Oh,
yeah. You still like each other."
Right. Yeah, because it is a real rare occurrence. I mean, they're here all over the world, you know, when usually and traditionally when a relationship ends, it ends. You go and you live your different lives, and you know, kids or no kids, and so that's beautiful that you guys are showing that, you know, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all screw up, and to teach the youth that it's okay to, you know, embrace the bad and to grow from it makes you better. That's beautiful that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, it's okay to muck up occasionally, you know.
Mhm.
It's just come from that, you know. And I think a lot of schools, just sidetracking a little bit, I'm not saying the education system is poor, but they're not teaching enough life skills. You know, they're not teaching the kids how to do the minor things in life that's going to help them forever. So I think that's a market that we can
yeah, I mean, we do talk a lot about, so, you know, when I was at school, that they were like, you need a career and you need to get a job and you need to work. And I'm like, I just want to punch people. I just want to go to the gym and kickbox. That's all I want. You know, I'm not very good at English. I have no drive in, you know, wanting to be a plumber or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with being a plumber, by the way, if you're watching a plumber. It's a great job, good money. But I wanted to teach kickboxing. You know, that's where my passion and my heart was. And I was told for years, that's not a career path. You'll never make money. So I used to fight against the system a little bit, and I was the troublemaker that never wanted to learn. I just didn't want to learn English and science. So when kickboxing started to grow, I started to realise, not from a business point of view, but we can teach real life skills, and we are living proof that you don't have to conform all the time to what the government or, you know, the career advisors necessarily. But we get up every day and we love our job. You know, we come to work, we get to work with our ex-partners, we get to change people's lives for the good. I mean, I've literally just had a meeting with a young boy that's potentially going down a bit of a wrong path. So we've just met him with his key worker. And we've just had a half hour of like, look, mate, let's be really serious. You need to sort your life out a little bit because you're picking the wrong path. So we can talk very honestly and openly. And when we go to schools, I think we do that because we're not teachers. We can give them real life examples.
We're not followed by like, you can do this, you can't do this, which the school teachers are. Yeah. You're only allowed to say certain things. You're not allowed to say that. We're an outside.
Yeah. You know, at schools, they're not allowed to shout. They're not allowed to say that they're naughty. If you're naughty, you're a naughty little shit.
Agreed. And rightfully so, should be called out.
You know, stop being a dickhead and start picking the right choices. Yeah. But obviously a teacher can't say that, whereas we can, because we're not bound by red tape. We won't go over the top, but we will be very honest and open with them. And I think they definitely engage in it, don't they? Mm-hmm. Which is nice.
I can definitely attest to that, because I myself was a troubled youth. I didn't have my family that I grew up with and was raised with anyway. They weren't a sports family. So I did have that, not aggression really, but I had that energy and that confusion and that lost feeling to where I definitely would have exceeded in sports of some kind if it would have been channeled properly. So you say you're not a teacher, but you're just not, like, you're not paid by the teachers unions or who, you know what I mean? You are teaching, and you're teaching the youth of tomorrow to be better people every day. That's a beautiful thing you guys are doing out there, because with the media and the music and just the garbage that the world is putting out these days, it only makes sense for the kids to feel some kind of way about it and to act out on it. You know, they see these music videos and these movies where everybody's acting out and acting a fool, and as you said, being a dickhead, and go and put that in their everyday life and go be a dickhead to their teacher at school, and then they're in trouble and they don't understand why, you know? And so it's awesome that you guys are doing that with the community. I mean, and I just wish that there was more HKAs in the world. Period. Like, how do we make more of the two of you for the rest of the world? Like,
well,
I would actually love to put it out there more.
Yeah, we get asked every week, open a gym, you know, where I live in London or Blackpool or like across the country, and I've never wanted to franchise because you know I love what we do,
and we've tried to make the gym that we've got like really good.
Yeah, so we moved into the building we've got now. We've got a really nice, my dream, since I was 10, I had a dream, and we're nearly there now. We've got 7,000 square foot. We've got 5 different studios. We got a new office that we literally got finished last week, which I'm really happy with. We got a PT room. The main studio is 3,000 square foot. You know, we got a 5 kilowatt sound system, so we can really have it when we want to train. Fully kitted. So when you drive up the road, we've got literally a 60-meter Hastings Kickboxing Academy in the windows.
Wow.
And I've never wanted to franchise, because in my head, even the word still is a bit sticky in my head, but so many people are asking us to do more outside of where we are. So we're trying to develop a team. We've got a 15 strong team, 15, 16 strong team at the moment. And we're trying to develop them to be even better. And we've realized, so we do a lot of personal development ourselves now as well. Certainly over the last 2 years, I've joined a new mastermind group. In that mastermind group, there are people that do franchising, and they kind of explain how it works. So I'm not open to that idea. I don't think I'm at that step yet. But don't get me wrong, it would be great if we could give more of us out there. We've started putting some stuff online a little bit. We've got a new thing coming up online in the next couple of weeks, which is like a beginner's guide to kickboxing. I'm petrified of putting it out there, by the way.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't know.
What, you're petrified of the beginner's guide, or petrified of franchise?
I think putting something that we do online, I know that we do a great job in teaching, and I think online I am aware that it might not come across as what we do face to face. So maybe I feel like when you come to our classes, you get a 10 out of 10. But online, in my head, it might only be an 8 out of 10 because it's online. Like if we were together in a room, I feel like it would be an even better meeting. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's a bit of a travel across the water to have a meeting, but absolutely. No, I totally get you. And, you know, the internet world alone is a very ruthless place. You know, the internet loves to hate more than they love to love. So I understand your hesitation and your nerves there now that you explain it like that. That makes total sense. But, you know, just stick by what your passion is, stick by what you believe in, and don't take shit from no one, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Keyboard warriors are the worst. Yeah. Well, again, you must know from running your channel the amount of different people you speak to. Again, because it's online. I mean, everything I've watched so far has been positive, and really good. But you are bound to get people that go, I don't know, whatever they say. And it's just, I think, reframing that mind to a new position where you say, well, who gives a shit what they say, really?
Right.
But we're not at that point. So, you know, it's a new thing for us. I keep talking to Nick about coming over, doing a seminar for the HK USA members as well. And we've talked about doing a training session over there. But again, for me to come to the States for a week and do that, which I'd love to do, it means we've got a structure here better, so we can come out and do that.
Yeah.
Which we would love to do, by the way.
Yeah, that would be incredible. That would be incredible. I definitely know there's a lot of gyms and a lot of areas of the USA who could really use the kind of positivity and the kind of life lessons that you're putting out into the world right now.
Yeah, the world's a dark place.
It really is. Especially a little darker now without the Queen. God rest the Queen. Had to God rest the Queen for you. I know. So my stepmother is from England, and her mother lives here now too. And man, the day that news hit, I had to call her. I said, "Are you guys okay?" Oh, they're all upset. Everybody's upset. Yeah. She lived a long, beautiful life.
She was a powerful, very influential, passionate,
and she did a lot
woman.
For her life. So good on her.
Yeah. Absolutely, she did.
That would do, regardless of what you read and say, to the level that she done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to be a woman in power, especially that early on in her life,
Wow, yeah.
is really unheard of, it.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched a couple of videos recently that I've never seen, only because it's on every channel you look at.
Right.
And like you say, you look back at her age and some of the conversations and stuff that she had to go through at such a young age. You imagine that now?
No.
Wow.
These kids now at what, 14, 15, 16 trying to take a throne, they would be lost. Holy shit.
They can't tie their shoelaces.
Exactly. They're using Velcro straps again these days. You know what I mean? So no, that's incredible though. So you are a former champion, correct? And Jenny, you were ranked #1. How does your combination fit best for your market? I mean, your knowledge, I know you've had some college background in sports, Jenny, but how do you think that all of those little pieces have just fit together so perfectly for your HKA puzzle?
Big question. First of all, I love kids, so I started teaching kids within HKA. I just knew I was put on this world to have kids, to teach kids, and to influence kids. I 100%, and I'll continue doing that until the day I die. So through experience, I've done lots of different competitions. Like I've been British former #1. I've done strength training. I've done strong women comps. And because I'm quite small, I thought I'd challenge myself to see if I can actually go against these strong women that are built, and I just think, I didn't have an easy childhood. It's a different story, but just life experience and what I can give. And me and Carl are both always positive. We're always driving forward onto the next thing. As soon as we've done that thing, where can we go next? What can we do next? Who can we help? So yeah, I think we're very similar, which is why we work better in a partnership.
Yeah.
A work partnership, yeah. But yeah.
I think from a combat, again, because I was quite an angry child, probably because I met so much resistance, kickboxing for me at the time was a very nice outlet. It was a very good channel. And it turned out that I was okay at punching and kicking people, it turned out. So very quickly kind of went through the ranks and the system. I would have liked to have gone further. But what I found was I could put the ability of kicking and punching and the pain and the balance of martial arts worked very well in everyday life. Life's going to knock you down, whether it be an English teacher, your parent, your neighbour, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Like, life is full of failure. And at school, like they don't do sports day anymore. There's no winners or losers. Everyone gets a medal.
I don't know if that's the same over there, but
it is.
I'm really sorry, but when you get in the ring, there's two of you. One will win, one will lose.
Yeah.
If you go for a job interview, 100 people will go for the job. Only one person will get the job. That means 99 people failed or lost. Now, that sounds really harsh.
That's true.
But it's true.
Right, 1,000 marriages, 900 of them are going to end up in divorce. There's something has gone wrong. And I think for me, the element of martial arts has taught me that we're probably going to fail more than we win. So it's learning from them failures. And every time I lost, which wasn't that much, but every time I did lose, I kind of learned from it.
I was about to say that it's not a failure. We learn, we grow, we move on, and we change it, and we,
we evolve. We've created over the last 10 years 6 or 7 companies. Only 2 of them have really thrived. The others failed.
They're only tiny.
They're only tiny companies, startups. But I come up, that's a great idea. Let's do that. So when we opened HKA here at the new building 18 months ago, I thought it'd be really good to put a kitchen in. So we put in what we called the Spud Box. We set up a new company, had new employees. We're doing healthy jacket potatoes, Spud Box, a play on the words, Spud potato with boxing gloves on.
Oh, I like it.
Spent $6.5 grand and it failed.
Oh, shit.
But I learned.
Yeah.
And I think I was very good, from 5 years old, I've been bullied, punched and kicked and chased, and I've learned to pick myself up and dust myself off. I think that's probably where the success comes from within probably HKA. Every time we hit a hurdle, we find a way of getting around it. We find a way of getting over it, rather than going, well, someone's closed the door, we've got to stop. We'll go, well, let's find a way around it. Let's get a way through it. Let's drill a hole through the middle of it. I think that's why, because me and Jenny are so passionate. I'd like to think it probably comes across in the way we talk.
It does.
And I don't think, there's lots of kickboxing gyms around here, martial arts, but to us, we teach a lot of kickboxing, but like our motto, it's not just a sport, it's a way of life. And we don't just teach kickboxing, it's so much more. And that's, I just feel like we can just give off so much, and there's so much mental health and anxiety and everything around. And that's where I want to kind of drive next to help support more people.
I mean, you can see it on Jenny's top, it's a way of life. That's been our motto for like 15 years, 20 years.
That's a beautiful motto. And like you guys were saying, it's, it's not a loss, it's a lesson. You might have lost that fight, you might have failed in the kitchen for the gym, but it's not a loss, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. That's the way I like to look at, losses and stuff. I've started a small business out here, and I really invested a lot of money and time into it and into, the combat sports community, sponsoring athletes, and my business is lost. You know what I mean? But it's not a loss, it's a lesson for something bigger and better. And hopefully this is it. You know what I mean? Like, I love talking to especially the females of the combat world, because they don't, whether it be an athlete or a coach or a trainer or a judge or a commissioner or a referee, any of them, they all have a different story as to why they chose combat sports. But they're all similar to some extent. Rough childhoods, abusive relationships in one way, shape, or form, usually. And to hear, and it came from, I couldn't tell you who it was right now off the top of my head, but I heard her say it. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. And that's a really beautiful way to look at it, because, you have nothing to lose if you have nothing to gain, and all we are is gaining experience in this life. We're only here for X amount of time. So all we want is to, live and to learn, really, at the end of the day, And I definitely need a hoodie like that, by the way. So just putting that out there.
I'm sure we can
pink or yellow.
Pink or yellow.
Yeah, I definitely need
the right colours. You are in black and yellow, so that's pretty cool.
So normally our club colours were black and yellow for years and years and years. And my favourite colour is pink. And it took me ages to convince Carl to get pink.
I'm like, we're not having pink.
And now half the gym is pink.
No, I roll with the yellow because my original logo has the bee and is the yellow and all that. So that's kind of why I threw the little bumblebee in there and went with the yellows. But, kind of incorporating all of it. But yeah, I don't care what color. I just know I want one of those hoodies. You can send me whatever color you want.
No worries, we will.
Black is my signature, that's for sure, though. So you guys have touched on, the mental health factors of, teaching the youth, to have a strong mind as well as a strong body. And I know you've talked about, giving advice and talking to the the up and coming generations. What is the best advice you could give someone, whether it be an athlete or a coach or just a bum on the side of the street? What is your best advice you could give that person?
I mean, that is a really powerful and hard question, and I think you really, really have to strip back, like, to the real basics. And for me, because we do get asked this quite a lot, is just try and be yourself and try and do your best every day. So, for example, if it's a bum on the street, you know, what he does would be completely different to what we would do in a business. But if he can bring his best version of himself and be a 10 out of 10 and do something positive that day, I think he could make his life one step better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, to, you know, to the people that are struggling, it's okay to not be okay. You know, we put too much pressure on ourselves. We feel a certain way. So, you know, and, you know, our daughter is struggling a little bit, like which direction she goes in, you know, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry but don't worry, it's okay. You know, it's just we all have different paths. It just takes a little bit longer, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know, try and think of one positive thing that you can do that day, and then maybe tomorrow think of 2 things, or, you know. Yeah.
And that one positive thing that you've done, whatever it be. So say if someone's grossly overweight and wants to lose weight, they're not going to go for one run and lose 5 stone. But if they go for a walk and then the next day they walk a bit quicker, and then in a month's time they'll start to jog, and then their diet will change, and then their partner might find them more attractive, and then they'll be more confident, more positive, and then they might go for a new job. And one thing will lead to something else, which will lead to something else. I'm reading a really good book at the moment, and it's all about really got in my head what it's called. Give me 2 seconds and I'll tell you what it's called. The compound effect.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely changing my world, and I'm a fairly positive, confident person. And the importance of a compounding effect, whether it be saving money, going to the gym, being nice to people, the importance of a compounding thing that you do just grows. And again, I'd love to be able to explain it in better words, but I'm not very good at English. But yeah, exactly what Jenny said as well.
Yeah, we all have bad days. It's okay to have a bad day, isn't it? Yeah. You know,
it is. It's okay to not be okay. I've said that for a long time. I've struggled since I was probably 7 years old with mental health. So that's beautiful. It is okay to not be okay. And
I think I just say as well, like you've said, and I have heard you say it a few times, but most people struggle with mental health at some point. So people will put a thing around mental health saying, you know, they've got mental health. But I think we all have. We all go through a struggle at some point. So that's okay. Like when people first go into, oh, I'm struggling with mental health, and they feel like they're alone, they're not. I guarantee you everyone on the planet has gone through some form of mental health at some point.
Yep, absolutely. I'm literally sitting here tearing my fingers apart with anxiety right now just because I'm on the internet. So no, I totally get that. Mental health, it does affect everybody. And I've talked to almost 20 different people since last month in doing these different shows. And I'm super grateful to everybody, because time is the one thing in this world we will never get back, other than people and experiences. And I have found, though, that, and this is, you know, across the board for most athletes, that, and only 2 of them that I've talked to in this past, month and a half or so have a mental health coach. And the whole world of fighting is so much more mental than it is physical, in the sense that, yeah, you could be on weight. You could have trained your ass off for your fight camp. You could have all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed, but you have one bad thought in the morning, and then your whole fucking day is fucked, and there's your loss or your lesson learned for that fight, And so I'm so grateful to hear that more gyms, more coaches, more athletes, and more communities around are opening up their pathways to realizing that mental health is just as important, if not more than physical health is. Because without the one, you can't have the other.
Yeah, well, your mind is a muscle, isn't it? And you have to train that muscle to be good, whether it be dangerous thoughts, depression, whatever's going through. I mean, this is something that we neglect a lot of. and this is something I've done a lot of work on over the last couple of years, even more so the last couple of months, is like I say, one thing can happen in the morning and it can ruin your day. And it can be something so slight because we haven't trained our brains to be better. Right. And it's human nature. And yeah, I think more people should have more coaches.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is that one of the classes and offerings that HKA has? I mean, I know you guys are advocates for it already, but do you actually have therapists that come in and work with people for you guys, or?
No, we don't. No. But it's something I'd like to do.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, we have a few therapists that their children train, and because we do a lot of work with schools and academies,
right,
we get told quite a lot. So like I said earlier, I had a meeting with a social worker and a child earlier, and we quite often get told the work we do here within our classes is better than the mental health specialists that they go and see on a once a month, once a week. It's good to hit things. It's good to train. It's good to get the endorphins going. So both myself and Jenny, we do a lot of one-to-ones. 10 minutes of it might be kickboxing and 50 minutes of it could be talking. But as soon as they start hitting stuff, they start to relax. They start to open up. They start to work stuff out for themselves. So they might come in and go, oh, I'm angry, I've had a shit day for whatever reason. We'll start as warm up. They'll start doing pads, and they'll be like, "And he done this, and he said that," but it just naturally comes out.
Yeah, I don't think even a lot of my PTs aren't kickboxing PTs; they're weights or cardio or whatever. But a lot of my people that come in, if they've missed a week because they're on holiday or I'm on holiday, they're like, "Oh my god, like I had a really bad week because I didn't see you that week." Because it's not just the PT; they enjoy coming in and just sharing, offloading. Which is why I think I'm so busy, is because people have said, oh, I really put the personal into personal training. I don't just teach them how to be fit. I'm listening. I think I need to people like that. Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, I do think, there does need to be an upped level, because personal trainers are a dime a dozen, especially here in the States. I don't know about there, but here in the States, it's like, I swear every jock that I went to high school with went to school for fucking personal training. You know what I mean? Thinking they're going to be the next personal trainer for the NFL, and now they're selling cars. You know what I'm saying? So really putting that personal back into the training, I really think will make a huge difference on the next generations. I love you guys. I love that you work with kids. I love that you're doing things for the community and for the mind as well as the body. And you had mentioned to me, Carl, too, that you have a little podcast yourself called Kickstart Your Confidence. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So again, in COVID, obviously everything slowed down a little bit. One of my things, I started doing a few more interviews back then. And then someone said you should get your own podcast, because they said that I come across quite well in interviews. I was like, no, I don't. But however, I did. So I did. Thank you. So I started a Kickstart Your Confidence podcast. I'm not going to lie, I haven't done it for a good few months, because when we come out of COVID, I was still doing it. But when we moved here,
chucked everything into here, didn't we?
I put all my effort back into what is my first priority, which is the gym. And we've quadrupled in size in 12 months, which is insane. Even me saying that now, it's insane.
And we didn't, a lot of the world shut down in COVID, just stopped completely. Whereas we were still teaching over 20 Zooms of kickboxing and chats and lives and quizzes and God knows what. So we were still working flat out through the whole of COVID. We were knackered.
Yeah, we literally didn't have a day off. And oh my God, the camera's not working, the internet's gone, the webcam's stopped, and people can't.
We were adamant that we were not going to stop, and we were going to help. Even if one person came online, we were going to help that one person and talk to that one person. So yeah, we were flat out during COVID.
And then the team hate me, and back then we had a smaller team, Long story short, the building we was in wasn't working. I've wanted to move for years, and one of my landlords said, "There's a massive building that's empty because COVID's come along and the offices have moved out. Come and have a look." And I come and had a look, and I've got a video of me walking around the building as offices. And I've rung Jen. I said, "I've looked at this building. You've got to come. We have to move. I don't care what it costs." We were losing money. We were closed. COVID was in. And there's me going.
It was the worst time in the world, if you think about it, but also the best time in the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it was the dream. And like, you know, I decided, I said, fuck it. We're shut. We're losing money. And now we're going to move our business to the other side of town. And we've got 3 months to make it work.
We did.
And we did.
So we
Wow.
And we could still be with each other because we are still family. Even though we're not together, we're still family. We parent the same kids. So there was nothing stopping us working together through COVID to make this project.
We had, I think, 18 visits from the police because people were, they're working, we're working together. We're meant to be socially distanced. You're not meant to be crossing all the, you know, all the rubbish. Sorry, shouldn't say that. All the rules that come out with COVID. It's a bit political. But like Jenny said, you know,
it's rubbish.
Yeah. And we made it work. And every time the police come up, they loved it. They was like, "You're doing such a great job. Well done."
We asked them to join into Zoom if they wanted to, but they didn't.
And now we're in a completely different position. The business is different because it's grown. We now have a full-time manager, full-time cleaners, you know, which I'm so grateful for. And now we're looking at the next step of, you know, the evolution, I guess, of what we're doing.
And what is that next step?
Well, we literally had a meeting about it today because our vision of last year, our vision was to be where we are today.
Yeah.
And I said to the team, you know, we've kind of hit our ceiling of where we were at. And it was like, that's because we haven't made a new vision. So we don't have, we've got a vision in the back of our head. One of it is to be on a global market. Now, there's no way that we could just fly across the water and teach.
Denver.
But I have put together a little online program, and I'm going to see how that goes. Obviously, if we put it out there and it gets traction, great. If it falls on its arse, then I've learned from it, haven't I?
Right. Yeah. Great too. Nick
is always saying to, and like Nick's like my brother. Like we've known each other our whole life, which is why he's doing such a great job out in America now. And we've always said it would be great if we could do a seminar and come across. It's just logistically putting it together.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. But man, I'm excited.
Our vision is to help as many people as we can across the world, you know, spread our positivity, you know, help tackle mental health, get people fit. If we create fighters at the same time, great.
Cool. Yeah. But if you create decent humans, even better.
Yeah. You know, we've got 450 members, but only 40 of them spar, and only out of that 40, 20 of them fight. So 5% of our members compete. So we've got 95% of our membership, of our friends, our family, of our community, and they're not fighters.
Right.
They're just there to get their mind right and to sort the shit out and get fit and be around an awesome surrounding, I guess.
Yeah, a good community of people to be around, and that in itself is contagious. You know, people want to be around good people, high vibe, positive energy people. So that's beautiful. You know, I'm going to put this bug out there. I just want you guys to open a gym here, and then I'll just help you run the Denver division. And, you know, you guys can do what you do there, and I'll help you. We'll make it work.
We'll put it on the vision board.
We'll put it on the vision board. Yeah.
Perfect.
Never. And I am like someone will say something like that. Yeah. And then that's when my brain starts to try and, and rather than a hurdle, how are we going to make that happen? If that's what's going to happen, how are we going to make that happen?
How are we going to make that happen? I got another 4 years before I gotta find another real job. Like, this is my fun job. I got 4 years before my liquor license is bought out at my store. So I'm gonna. You got some time. You got some time.
I'll send you my beginner's guide. See how you get on.
Perfect. Well, fuck yeah, you guys are really awesome. You're doing amazing things out there with your community, with your team. Do you have any active female fighters that at your gym? What? Send me their names and their links. I want to talk to them too.
Yeah, I've got a few in mind that we could talk to.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, I mean, when I look at who you talk to, some of the names and people you've spoken to recently, like, you know, top of their game. You know, we haven't got anyone that is, you know, world status. Do you know what I mean? But
hey, she's talked to us. Come on.
You got, like, I've actually talked to some amateurs, and I've talked to some, you know, world renowned athletes.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't have. I prefer women. I am a female focused show. But I don't have anybody that I wouldn't talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if this is your first fight ever and it's a smoker or a tournament. I don't care if you are fighting for the WBC fucking belt. I want to talk to you. I want to know why you like to fight. I want to know what made you want to fight. I want to know where your head is, because for me, I don't want to get hit in the face. So I don't understand. I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if that's because, and don't get me wrong, I've put on gloves and hit the bag before just to get that pissed off energy out. So I get it in that sense, but I wouldn't be able to ever compete. Hell no, I don't want to get hit. You hit me and I'm going to cry like a little bitch.
You have to train the brain.
It's true. You have to train the brain. And so I want to know, you know, I would just want to know everybody's story. And I feel like everybody's story deserves to be heard, if that makes sense. Yeah. And literally that's all I am here to do, you know.
And you're doing a very good job. So I watched some of your interviews, and they're very good interviews. So when you're picking your fingers and feeling anxious, don't, because you're doing a good job.
I'm trying not to. I'm so glad you can't see my hands under the table now. I made myself bleed last night, and I think I did today too. It's fine though. It's fine. It's a social anxiety thing for me. You wouldn't know it by just like me, but it is.
I hide it very well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Don't look at my hands. Right on. Well, listen, you guys, I know that the timing on this got screwed up, and I messed it up by an hour. I really apologize. I appreciate you both coming on, though, an hour earlier for you. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If there's anybody else you want to shout out or thank, or sponsors that your gym might have, the floor is yours.
Thanks to Jenny for putting up with me. I want to say a massive shout out to Nick, HK USA. You know, we talk a lot. Like I say, we grew up together. You know, he's not my brother, but he is my brother. You know, and we go way back. And I just want to say that he's doing such a good job over there with the HK USA brand, and like he's crushing it right now. And I just want to say that I'm really proud of what he's doing, and keep flying that flag and keep doing what he's doing. Because
we'll keep growing, keep pushing, and keep doing what we do best.
Yeah.
Right.
And, if there's any listeners that want help or support or want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on, you know, the Facebook, Instagram, usual kind of way, Hastings Kickboxing. And we're just always trying to do our best. So if anyone's kind of watching, like, you know, if this motivates you to do one good thing that day, or change by 1 degree, you only need to change by 1 degree, you know, and in time that makes a huge difference. It hasn't got to be big changes, because you're unlikely.
And reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah 100%.
Right on, you guys. Well, listen, again, I couldn't have more love for you than I already do. It's beautiful. maybe one day I'll get my my mummy to take me with her over there to England, and I'll get to come see the academy and meet you guys in person. If you guys ever find yourself coming stateside, you know you got a home here with me. I would love to have you guys. I would love to work with you in any way, shape, or form. I love what you're doing with the youth. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was very nice to meet you. And send me that list of fighters, your female fighters specifically too. I'd love to talk to them.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing.
All right, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it.
Oh, no, absolutely. Again, time is the one thing we don't get back. So thanks for sharing yours with me. You guys enjoy the rest of it's your evening. You're in the future.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. And we'll chat soon. Okay.
Amazing.
See you later.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. All right, y'all. So that was Carl Denne and Jenny Fry from the Hastings Kickboxing Academy over in the UK. They are incredible people doing incredible things with the community, with the youth, with everybody alike. So go make sure you're following them. Hit them up for any motivational work that you might need. They're just on a totally different level, and I love every bit of that. Fighting is 100% more mental than it is physical, and I will stand by that forever. But anyway, I'm gonna hop off here, go pee real quick, and then I'm gonna be right back in about 5 minutes. I have got Katie Perez next. Stay tuned, y'all. BRB.